There's no tourists, not a lot of tourists in Israel now, but they are renovating the church and the noise can be so loud. Then that video will be, I will try to be around the noisy area. And they are renovating now the floor and they're still making a lot of noise. But you know, this is life and we must accept it. Now what you can see here is the facade of the church from the 14th century. I must tell you that the church used to be at least twice bigger than the church of today, but it's still such an important place. This is one of the first churches that was built the 4th century by Saint Helen, the mother of Constantine, and that it will answer the question, how can it be that Jesus was crucified in a church? Oh, look at them. Look how beautiful it is. Then you can understand that answer the question, how can it be that Jesus was crucified in a church? No, he wasn't. That was outside the city. Today it's in the Times Square of the city, but you must understand that that city is 2,000 years old. I mean, there's a gap of 2,000 years. Then Jesus, in a way, you know, think about your city as 2,000 years ago, and you can understand that your city wasn't exist at that time, or was totally different than today. Then I'm almost sure that it was outside the wall, and I will try to convince you for that. The church was closed 2 days ago because of a sewage problem. Then they decided to repair it, and for that they closed the church. I'm so happy that I wasn't there at that day. You can see that he's taking small stones back into the church, because after they're excavating the floor and they are covering it with those small stones, and they cover the stones with a kind of a wooden floor, temporary wooden floor. Then you can see it right here. Before we will enter, let me bless that cross, the Benedictus cross of Audrey Sheba. And I'm actually blessing each one of you that are watching that video. It might be a little bit long. I don't know why. I feel like I need to do that. And the church belongs to the Greek Orthodox, the Orthodox churches, and the Armenian Orthodox and the Catholic, all together in one church. Lots of problems. For example, look at the ladder at the second floor. That ladder, those chapels belong to the Armenians, and when they decided to clean it from the outside side, they took the ladder outside and started to clean it. The Greek Orthodox came to them and say, "Who told you that the facade of the church belongs to you? The facade of the church belongs to everyone." Until they figure out who owns it, the ladder will be there. And I do have pictures from listen carefully, 1859. Then let's enter the church from the Crusader entrance, and we will climb up straight to the Golgotha. Oops. Audrey, you do have a very important story. At the age 3, your family were actually ran away from a Muslim country in the Middle East because it wasn't easy to be a Christian in a minority in the Muslim places, and that is true. I'm getting those messages from so many. Then let's pray that everyone will accept everyone. If you believe in God, it doesn't matter if you believe in God in that way or that way. Respect the others. And that church is a symbol of it, because although there were so many problems between themselves, they are living for so many years together with so many rules, but they love each other. And I think it's the best thing that everyone can accept. Now let's enter the church and let's climb up to the Golgotha, to the place that he was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected. entering through the Catholic part, we will go out from the Greek Orthodox part. As you can see, the church is still empty. There from here to there are some tourists, but not a lot. We entered to the Catholic place and there is something new here. They brought back the altar from the Medici family from Italy back to here, and they renovated it. Then it's back in the place of his. This is where they nailed Jesus to the cross. Look how beautiful is the Medici altar. You can see next to Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother, and the Roman soldier. And outside the gate and outside the city, John without the beard and the women. Look above us, the mosaic is quite new, from 1808 and up. But here you can see a mosaic wall from the Crusader time of the Ascension. And Audrey, I blessed your cross at the Ascension place as well. That was kind of a surprise. Usually I'm doing only one video, but if I can, I'm surprising people, especially with an amazing story. We are still in the Catholic place, next to Mary with a spear in her heart. Mary holding the dead body of her son at the presentation at the temple when Jesus was around 40 days old before they fled to Egypt. Saint Simon, the priest from the temple, told Mary, "Your son will die in front of your eyes. It will be like a spear entering into your heart." Wow. Suffer, suffer, suffer. Agony. Everyone can relate to it. Everyone can relate to it. We are leaving now the Catholic part and entering to the crucifixion place because it's empty. Let me first bless the cross. This is the exact crucifixion spot. In front of Jesus, you can see the menorah, a symbol for the Jewish temple. But Jesus is the temple, then it's obvious to see here. To the right, John. To the left, Mary. While Jesus was on the cross, and you can see a sin list of his. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. He actually thought about his mother and he asked John to take care of her. Another thing that the Greek Orthodox are taking care is the stone of the Calvary, the Golgotha. It's actually, you see that it's covered with a glass. And then people like me cannot take part of it, which is great. Which is great. Look at the beautiful ceiling of it. Beautiful frescoes, beautiful icons. I love the Greek Orthodox icons. Then Catholic, Greek Orthodox, noise, noise, noise. People are working here. From up here, you can see that they're still renovating the floor of the Armenian. This is the chapel of the ladies that, according to the Armenians, they were standing there watching the crucifixion from there. Down there is one of the most important places for me. And we will talk about it soon. Then let's walk all the way down. Let's leave the Golgotha, the Calvary from the Greek Orthodox part. You can see the wooden floor that I was talking about. The idea that a mother is holding the dead body of her son makes me so sad. But you can see there next to her, you can see Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own tomb. John, without a beard, is holding the hand of Jesus. Nakdiminos is taking care of the nails. The women, and one of them, as I believe, is Mary Magdalene. And as a Jew, they took his body and they purified it, put the shroud around it at the same day, immediately after he died, and then put a shroud around him. And you can see here Joseph of Arimathea, Nakdiminos, John the disciple, Mary the mother, as I believe that is Mary Magdalene and the other women. And then, and I want you to look at the tomb itself. It looks like a cave. It's not like that today. We will talk about it, and still I will try to convince you that we are talking about the original place. This is the anointing table. This is where they anointed the body of Jesus. The minute the cross touched the anointing stone, it's become a relic. The energy is so strong. This is the place that the body of Jesus actually touched. Can you understand it? The body of Jesus touched it. So energetic. And let me bless that cross with the holy fire of the Armenians. And you can see that they're still excavating here. Difficult to see, but at least it's not noisy now. And they are repairing the... Oops, let go. Everything that they can. And welcome to the tomb. Wow, it's not a cave. It's not a cave. Then what's happening here? You know what? Let's first go to see another tomb, and then I will try to convince you that this is that tomb of Jesus used to look like the same. It's still noisy. I'm praying that noise will. Maybe they'll go take a break of half an hour. All right. First of all, that room doesn't look like $1 million room. True, isn't it? And this is sad. So sad. Every time that I'm here, I see new graffitis on it. And that's happened because there are some places in their church that people are still fighting who owns it. I own it, I own it, I own it. For me, it's like children. And by the way, because there's no one that owns that place, it looks horrible. But, this is not a church, it's an altar that was burned down in 1808 and no one actually changed or did something with it. That wall is from the 4th century, from the first church that was built by St. Helen. But I'm here for that. For that, I need to use my flashlight because we're entering into a cave. And now it's on. This is the burial cave of a rich Jewish family, and I will call them Joseph of Arimathea family. Now we can see niches. Let me enter into it. You can see some niches here. Some of them are even closed. It means that maybe the bones are still there, the body is still there. Ooh, spooky. Then in that matter, what's the story? Let me go out first. Ooh. Then what's the story? What's happening here? A rich family is a rich family, but to build a huge burial site, it costs a lot of money. Then to save money, at the time of Jesus, they used to take out the bones after a year, 2 years, and then they could bury someone else instead of it. But Joseph of Arimathea, that was his garden, gave Jesus his own tomb that no one used before. A virgin tomb. That tomb. Now we can understand that no one used it before, because that one, the one that you saw, was used lots of time. The tomb was exactly like the tomb of Jesus was exactly like the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. Then white looks different, mainly because if someone didn't like their Christians, the best thing to do is to destroy it, and it's been destroyed once or twice by the Muslims who've been here, by the Persians that have been here, and earthquakes. And in 1808 it was burned down, this time by a mistake of I think the Armenians, and the dome that was made of wood collapsed and destroyed the structure that used to be here. Then this is a structure from 19th century that's renovating lately. If you will watch my videos of, let's say, 10 years ago, you will see the renovations of the tomb structure itself of the Aedicula. The tomb is divided into two. The first chapel is of the angels who took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. I'm so sorry about the noise. The second part is the tomb itself, but as you know, it's empty because he actually resurrected on Sunday. Then you will see the candlelight, which is on the first table. In the table, part of the table is the rolling stone that was here. And the inner part is the tomb. Let me show it to you. You can see the candlelight. He is angry. He doesn't like people. I don't know what's happening with him, but he's doing it all the time. You can see the candlelight. Yes, you can. And then the tomb there. Audrey, I've already been in the tomb, and I blessed it for you there. Then let's run away from that noise and let me show you some other places. Although it's noisy, I cannot stop. I cannot actually walk without talking about what we can see here. This is another Catholic chapel. That's where Mary Magdalene saw Jesus on Sunday. Then let me run away now, but you can understand that. Let me bless it there and let me run away from it. Run away! Oh gosh, it's so quiet now. Outside you can hear the muezzin, and I know that at age 3 your family ran away from one of those countries. And let me read. Let me ask the people to bless you for the next part of your letter that you send me, your message. But we are on the way to the lowest part of the church On the way, you will see the Armenian chapel. The Armenians were the first one who converted to Christianity as a nation, but sadly 1.5 million of them been killed, butchered by the Ottomans, the Turkish of today. I don't know if you can hear the music. I'm so sorry if it makes me a little bit anxious because of your story. Because there's a light at the lowest place. I will bless you there instead of here, because it's still a Catholic cross. Oh, that's funny. This is an old Armenian chapel. And where is the beginning of the Catholic chapel? Can you see that painting? That tells you that from here, it's a Catholic place. See, there's no black stripes here, but there are black stripes here. Then I just entered the Catholic place. For a woman to a woman, Audrey meet Saint Helen, the mother of Constantine, who came to here in the 4th century to look for the evidence of Jesus. And one of the evidence that she found was the true cross, which is right there. It's so strange to hear that someone wants to watch my 21,000 videos. Then let me tell you something, I have more than that now. But watch the best one that actually talks to you, and be as a better Christian as you can, and a better person. You actually wrote me that let me actually quote it. I've been suffering with my health and went to many doctors. Since turning back to my religion, I feel like God has helped me in ways that no doctors could. Now, dear, that's why I did it here. Because when Saint Helen came to here, she found the 3 crosses, but she didn't know which one of them is the true cross. Then she took a sick woman in one story, and second story, a dead woman. And 2 of the crosses touched her, nothing happened to her. You can imagine what the true cross did to that woman. Then in that case, Audrey, I can relate to that story. A belief is so strong, and it can heal so many people. By the way, look at the ancient fresco. I don't know if it's from the 12th century, although it looks like it, or even before that, of the crucifixion of Jesus. Jesus on the cross. To the right is John. To the left is his mother. Now, what is important to understand, that used to be a quarry at the time of King Herod. You can see it right in front of you. That when King Herod built the Jewish city of Jerusalem, he used that cave, and after he died, they didn't know what to do with it. Then the Romans took that place to themselves, and they started to crucify people here. In some point, they used that place as a water system. You can see the plaster on the wall, and you can see the bucket holes above. Let's climb up and let's pray that the noise is not there anymore, at least for the next 10 minutes. Sorry. We are leaving the Armenian chapel, And we are climbing the stairs. On the way, you will see so many graffitis on the wall. Some of them are even from the Crusader time. Graffiti of ancient time, it's history. I'm kidding, it's pollution, but it is history. You can study a lot about the time, the people from those graffitis. On the way, if you want to have your own cross, it's not a problem. At the description, the text attached that video, if you click on it, you will get 2 links. One of Buy Me a Coffee, the other one is of PayPal. If you can support me with that, be my guest, but you must know that I don't know why I cannot answer you via PayPal, but I promise that I'm writing every name of yours and blessing you in Jerusalem. Through the PayPal, you will find a link of all the options that you can buy. I will prepare a video of it, and then I will send it to your house. Then you will get the product straight to your house. It's not mine. It's of Andrew. This is the lower part of the Golgotha, the Calvary. Let's go into the other chapel. I'm sorry that it's noisy again, but I'm trying to hide myself right here. You can see the Golgotha, and there's a creek. Remember what's happened when he died? The earth started to shake, and blood tears fell from the cross of Jesus and to the ground, and some people resurrected. The Bible never mentioned that Adam and Eve, from Adam and Eve was one of them, but according to early tradition, Greek Orthodox tradition, actually Orthodox tradition, Adam was one of them. Then this is his chapel, and before you will ask me how can it be, then according to the Orthodox, God brought the body or buried Adam after the flood. Did it answer your question? Which, for the Catholic of us, those 2 bunches were actually the tombstone of two of the 8 Crusader kings that were buried inside the church. Usually they were crowned at the Nativity Church, Bethlehem, and buried here. Some of them have been buried beneath that mosaic, and when they excavate here, I'm sure that they found some evidence of it, but they didn't publish it yet. Then in that case, this is the story of it. Now, I'm going home soon, but I will do that through the Ethiopian church. Then don't go away. Let me enter to the Ethiopians that, according to them, the first Ethiopian king was born from a nice meeting of Sheba, Queen Sheba and King Solomon. And 9 months later, the first Ethiopian was born. Later on, when he was around 20 years old, he took the 10 Commandments, the Ark of the Covenant, to Ethiopia. And according to them, it's there. There are two chapels of them here. Sadly, they have a lot of problems between the Coptic church and then I don't know what will happen. Then they cannot renovate it. I'm not going to talk a lot about Miriam the Egyptian, but another woman that I love that came to here as a sinner, and Mary didn't let her enter until the Egyptian actually said that she will be better and better and better, and that's actually what's happened. And there's a lovely lion from the Crusader time. Let me help you with the zoom. Let me zoom it. And let's enter through the two Ethiopian churches. This is the second one, and you will see a painting of Queen Sheba and King Solomon. This is the painting. Even here you can hear the noise. Welcome to 12th century dining room of the Crusaders. And if you remember that we saw the bucket holes, see that it's still functioning. And remember that we've been at the the Armenian chapel. I'm not sure that I took a video of the dome, but beneath it is the Armenian chapel, and lower than that is where we found the true cross. You can see the arches from the Crusader time, and we are leaving the church through straight to the Egyptian part, although the Egyptian believe that that part is belong to them, and I am the last one who can actually deal with it. In Israel we do have problems, so many other problems. Then let's hope that they will find a solution for that. I think it's better to find a solution to everything. I mean, it's just, oh, I didn't eat. And it smells like pasta with a creamy sauce. I'm starving. Now let's move to Egypt. And you carry the muezzin. And we are at the 9th station of the cross. We are already outside the church, but not at the church of the 4th century. The 4th century, was part of the church. That's where he fell for the 3rd time. Soon we will say goodbye, but not before you will see something beautiful. Another way to support me, if you want, but the best thing is to send my videos and the link of my YouTube channel to all of your friends and ask them to subscribe. This is the best present that you can give me. But if it's easier for you to spend some little bit of coins, then look at the like button. Next to it you will see a shape of a heart, and that is called Super Thanks, and you can support me via YouTube through there. And if you do have some questions, don't hesitate. Please ask. I will try to answer each one of you, if not in the same day, then days later. But I will try to do that. On the way to Tel Aviv, I will answer the questions of last night. How big was the church at the 4th century? Oh, the smell of the pasta is still on. Yeah, I'm starving. The church of the 4th century reached right here. Then the church was as big as that. Today, as you can see, the church is smaller than that. But this is a junction between the Christian quarter. Behind us is the Muslim quarter. To the right is the Jewish quarter. And I'm going through the Damascus Gate back home. Thank you very much for being with me. I love you, and I hope that one day I will see you in the city, and I hope that one day I will guide you in the city and all over Israel. Bye-bye.